And good evening, everybody. We welcome you to USPBL Baseball on ESPN3. Tonight, it's Friday Night Fireworks at Jimmy John's Field as the Westside Woolly Mammoths are on the road to face the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Alongside my broadcast partner, Chad Bush, my name is Matt Derry. Good evening, everybody, on ESPN3. Frank is in the booth with us. Brooke Fletcher will be down on the field for in-game reports. We appreciate you stopping in tonight as United Shore Professional Baseball League hitting mid-August. We're getting to that point, which means when you get closer to the end of August, we're talking playoffs in this league and an opportunity for Westside Woolly Mammoths to have the best record in this league. They are just a game back of the Utica Unicorns for the best record in the league at 2018. They're facing an Eastside Diamond Hoppers club that has dropped 6 in a row and now sit 10 games below 500. Chad Bush, when you look at these two clubs and what you got tonight, it all starts with Matt Cronin, the pitcher for the Mammoths, who will try to keep their roll going a little bit. But the Hoppers, Chad, desperate for a win.
Yeah, you talk about Matt Cronin, Matt Derry, and he is special, and he is the next pitcher probably to get out of this league and get into Major League Baseball and up into the 35th player signed. But he's got a great assignment tonight. An Eastside Diamond Hopper team that has not hit the ball well. They've struggled. You mentioned it, 6 straight losses. And I'll tell you what, after winning 7 of 8 games, Westside has scored just 1 run combined in their last 2. They've struggled offensively. They've lost 2 straight. So both teams in a little bit of a slide right now, and it sets up for a primetime Friday night game.
It really does. When you look at these two teams and what they're about, it basically starts with pitching. This is a pitching league tonight. Matt Cronin, we mentioned, 4-0 with an ERA of 2.05 going for the Mammoths. Center field. Beautiful night for baseball Friday night here at Jimmy John's Field. Jamon Taylor, third start as a Westside Woolly Mammoth, or I should say as a Eastside Diamond Hopper. Throws first pitch strike, and we're underway here at Utica, Michigan's Jimmy John's Field. Chad, what do you expect tonight?
Well, I expect Sonny Cortez to get on base. This is a guy that is third best in our league in batting average.
And right away, he chops one over the middle. No play and no throw for the shortstop of the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Freddie Gili, who's mostly been the second baseman for this team, but Kevin Watley, the Gold Glove shortstop and all-star shortstop, no longer with the Hoppers, has moved on. So Gili at short couldn't make that play. And the leadoff man, as you mentioned, Chad, on base for Westside. And if you're the Hoppers and manager Paul Noce, it's the last thing you want to be doing is getting behind early.
Yeah, and you've had a couple of options lately at shortstop. Gili there tonight, but Guida, who's new to this club, is in right field. He's also a capable middle infielder, including shortstop.
Yeah, Sean Guida, two hits last night in the Hoppers' loss to the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers 4-2. Had a 2-for-5 night last night, but that was their 6th consecutive loss, and that's just kind of been the way it's gone all season for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. But still plenty of baseball left to go, Chad, to get this team up and running.
No doubt.
Paul Noce wants that.
He does. He's one of the best, knows how to guide and lead these young men. And one of the guys he's going to rely on is Jamon Taylor, the guy in the mound for the Diamond Hoppers. The guy is making his 3rd appearance. His last time out gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned against the Beavers. That was back on the 1st of the month. But this is a guy that really relies on that fastball and a slider that bites, as we saw just there on that pitch to Jake Polchin.
Quickly 0-2 on Polchin, who comes in hitting .305, 3 home runs, 16 RBI. Now at third base, played a lot of first base for this Mammoths team. Talk about Westside, has really been the most consistent club of the 4 this season.
Taylor, not an overpowering pitcher, tops out at just about 90 miles an hour on average with that four-seam fastball.
Before he can deliver the 0-2, a quick snap throw to first, and getting back is Cortez. You mentioned Sonny Cortez getting on base. That's not a new proposition at all for this Mammoths team. They come at you. Their lineup is deep as, you're talking about Javon Shelby leading the league with 8 home runs, Chad. And his 7th on this Mammoths team.
Yeah, you got some mashers in there. They got a guy who's top 5 in the league in average at the plate right now.
Yep, Jake Polchin over 300, 36 hits on the year. Took a buzz to the tower on that 0-2 pitch, so 1-2 just underway here from Jimmy John's Field. Cortez a modest lead at first. Taylor from the stretch. Fastball is fouled off. We'll do it again at 1-2.
He'll offer a changeup, but that number 2 pitch is no doubt the slider. And that's a pitch that can run up to about 86 miles an hour, but has a nice little vertical break in that ball.
You mentioned Taylor, not the hardest of throwers, especially in this league where we've seen some guys that can really bring it. Here's the 1-2 again. Which must have been a little bit low, according to the home plate umpire.
How about the home plate umpire?
Gary Wagenschatz and Sal. We've had Sal before.
Ready?
Yes.
G.
K.
Mon. Tone.
Giacomo Antonio? Is that him?
Yes.
All right.
I'm just breaking it down. It's 7 syllables.
I'm calling him Sal G.
Uncle Sal's what I've called him in the past.
There you go.
If you want to ride with that train, that's fine.
Uncle Sal has actually ejected Paul Nochi before.
Really?
That has happened this year.
Oh,
Polchin takes a called third strike, so 1 down. And that'll bring Will Johnson to the plate, the Mammoths left fielder. So a big strikeout there for Taylor. And now he's a double play ball away from getting out.
Double play depth. The position, as you mentioned, the Eastside Diamond Hoppers wearing those home whites with a little bit of orange. Seems like they have more flavor combinations.
The Hoppers jerseys?
Uniform combinations, too.
Yeah, they
Florida A&M.
The classic green, orange, and white. You're right, Florida A&M, little Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yep, little Canes.
Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball at 76 miles per hour outside, and it's 2-0 on Will Johnson, coming in hitting 293. Pair of home runs and 11 RBIs.
These two teams played last Friday night, Matt, in a game that you were not here, but it was an entertaining game. But, boy, this has just been a dominated series as of late, one-sided. And Diamond Hoppers don't care who it's against, but they just need to break through.
They need a win. Talked to Paul Nochi down in the field before the game. He said, "Oh, you didn't need me for pregame tonight out front?" I said, "I'm trying to give you a break. Trying to get to maybe change the mojo a little bit." Paul always willing to talk and do the pregame interviews. And 4 wide ones there. So Johnson is aboard with a walk. And 2 on for Ethan Whisker, home run champ from last year in this league, who started the year really slow, Chad. Wasn't hitting the baseball. Got moved down to 7th, but right back in that customary 4-hole for Ethan in his 2nd year.
All-star in this league,
Yep.
A guy that was in the home run derby. Didn't do as well there as he did last year when he was runner-up, but he's got some pop. He's got 5 home runs, so the power numbers are starting to come, but 27 RBIs is really what features him as a player. Drives and runs.
He drives this one deep to center field. Wind blowing in tonight. So the center fielder makes the catch out there. That's Ashante Wheatley. Runner tags and heads to third, so the runner moves up. The first pitch swinging, Ethan Whisker, after 4 straight balls. Just got underneath a little bit. Now it'll take a 2-out hit to get the Mammoths on the board.
Yeah, tried to jump him a bit. Tried to set him up for a meatball. He did get it. And the wind is swirling a bit. It was blown out in batting practice, coming back at us, and right now not a whole lot. Not really a factor in this game yet, but runner in scoring position. And in most parks, I'll pitch away. Not always here. In fact,
right.
Not usually here.
Yep, you got the brick wall behind home plate. That ball can bounce right back
Mm-hmm.
to the catcher. Astute observation, Chad. You're right about that. So first and third, 2 outs. Here's Ryan Dobson, the shortstop for the Mammoths. Averages continue to climb up to 295. Swings through the first offering for strike 1.
Dobson, a guy that runs really well. Anything on the infield up the middle is going to be a tough play.
The 0-1 is chopped toward third. Over there to make the play and firing across. And a nice play by Jordan Wiley. And give credit to Jamon Taylor. He gets out of that first inning jam on Catholic night here at the ballpark. No score. We head to the bottom of the first on ESPN 3. And welcome back. Bottom of one here from Jimmy John's Field on ESPN3. Matt Derry alongside Chad Bush and Brooke Fletcher down on the field. No score between the Hoppers and the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Hoppers with Sean Guida leading off in right field. Ashante Wheatley bats second. And Luke Johnson will hit third. Pat Adams, the left fielder, bats fourth. Zach Gray, the first baseman, hitting fifth. Freddie Geely at shortstop hits sixth. Batting seventh, Brant Broussard, the second baseman. Riley Mahalik hits eighth at DH. And Jordan Wiley, the third baseman, will bat ninth. Here's Sean Guida against the right-hander Matt Cronin. Hard-throwing Cronin. An ERA around 2, and a guy that has been very, very impressive, Chad. Scouts like him. He's got that breaking ball. He just snapped off at 83, and he's quickly ahead on Guida, the former American Association infielder and outfielder, at 1 and 2.
Yeah, Cronin is on the verge of getting picked up.
There's a fly ball to left, a little low line drive, Sean Guida, but he hit it right to Will Johnson, 1 up and 1 down for Cronin. What makes him so good? You just see the delivery. He sees everything that Justin Orndorff and the baseball people here love about a big right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, it's that slider. It's really a nasty bite down. He's able to get the fastball up to about 91, 92, but really it's a slider that's sharp. He'll throw the two-seam fastball and the changeup at times, but it's just the slider that's his strikeout pitch. Just avoids contact, and a guy that will throw strikes. Has not given up more than 1 earned run in his last 4 starts.
Ashante Wheatley, the pride of Southern University, at 206, a home run, 2 RBI. One of the newcomers for this Hoppers team stands in, takes a strike, and now waves and misses at a 85-mile-per-hour breaking pitch and quickly 0-2. And so far, Cronin's getting the ball and just throwing it, Chad. He's not wasting any time.
No, a guy that just knows how to win and just looks like a bulldog out there.
Here's the 0-2. Wheatley spoils it and knocks it onto M59 for a foul ball.
Some guys are just tall and gangly and stand out there and are out there to pitch their innings and go home. This guy leans, he's looking, he's intense, square shoulders, broad shoulders, thick through the thighs, and he's not afraid to throw in on the fist and hit you either.
Close to being hit by the pitch.
How did that not hit him?
But they said it hit the bat, so it's just a foul ball.
Ooh.
Or did they call it a ball? No, they said ball 1.
Boy.
Close to an HBP. Sometimes those, nick you or get the bat, apparently just off the catcher's glove.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Smith couldn't squeeze it. So here's the 1-2. Again inside, caught the corner. Called strike 3, so Matt Cronin disposes of Ashante Wheatley. 2 up and 2 down here for the Hoppers in the bottom of the first.
Wagon shoots, punches him out, and there it is. That's sharp slider. Anything close to 2 strikes, this guy deserves the benefit of the doubt, Matt. He's just always around the zone, and 2 quick outs here. And this is just not the start the Eastside Diamond Hoppers wanted. They wanted to work into counts, wanted to get traffic on the base paths. We'll see what they can do here with their number 3 stick.
Here's Luke Johnson, and I really like this young man. He is big-time power, 8 home runs, tying him with, as I mentioned before, Javon Shelby for the league lead. He's hit some real big ones, including a walk-off. He's had multi-homer games.
Yeah.
And he's kind of the guy that sets the table in that middle of the lineup with Pat Adams. Those two have had to be carrying this offense really all season.
He went deep a week ago tonight.
He's got the power. That's 82 miles per hour from the Matt Cronin breaking ball. Fouled back, 1-2. Luke Johnson's driven in 23, came over in that senior showcase and has really put up good numbers and has been a godsend for Paul Noce catching tonight. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball sent back, popped up. That'll head to the roof and out of play.
Johnson played his ball at the D2 level. Washington University, D2 school.
Washington University out of St. Louis.
Very good.
Am I right? There's
you know what? I apologize. I read that wrong.
There's like 10
Wilmington.
Wilmington, that's right.
My fault.
Oh, he had no chance there. Great breaking ball snapped off by Cronin in a 1-2-3. Bottom of the first. And terrific pitching right there by Matt Cronin of the Westside Woolly Mammoths. We're done with 1. Here from Jimmy John's Field, no score. So we head to the top of the second on ESPN3. All right, let's head to the second. Here on ESPN3, Jimmy John's Field, Dan Williams steps in for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. No score, Mammoths and Eastside Diamond Hoppers, USPBL base on a Friday night. First offering from Jamon Taylor is outside and low to Dan Williams, the big DH for the Mammoths.
Boy, it feels like a football Friday night.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a perfect, beautiful, almost crisp Friday night here weather-wise. And for August, it's usually a little more humid.
Yeah.
It's just a perfect night.
Listen to you. You're like, you sound like one of those late-night DJs. Perfect Friday night here, everybody.
I might turn into one if we don't get some runs going.
For lovers only. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, pillow talk. We need some
pillow talk. There you go.
We need some pillow action, as in base path.
Can we just
Traffic.
talk? So, 2-1 on Dan Williams, acquired from the Utica Unicorns mid-season by the Mammoths.
His numbers have really changed in the wrong way since his numbers were gaudy before the acquisition. I don't know if it's discomfort. It's not like he's going to a new organization that's in another city.
You'll see the same pictures.
But, yeah, sometimes they talk about chemistry in sports, and not that that's bad chemistry, it's just sometimes he's more comfortable.
Well, his record is by far the best as Williams skies a 3-1 fastball into left center field deep on the run, and making the catch is Wheatley, short of the wall in left center. A terrific play by Ashanti Wheatley to take extra bases away from Dan Williams.
Deep fly, and he has had great swings and hit the ball well. He's made contact, just has not had it shown up necessarily in the scorebook, but that's a great swing, and there's nothing wrong with that Dan Williams right there. Just a loud, long, deep out.
Well, I'll say this. When he was with the Unicorns, they started the year 11-3. Then he got traded, and the Mammoths went on a 11 out of 14 runs. So he was off to a 22-6 start individually with one wins and losses. But a loud out, one down for Javon Shelby. Tied for the league lead in home runs with 8, 23 RBI, standing in the DH tonight for Brian Kloppe in his first year as manager of the Mammoths. Shelby will offer at that one a check swing, went too far, 1-1.
Sharp biter there by Taylor. That's his best breaking ball we've seen here tonight so far, Matthew.
It's a good pitch, very good pitch from Taylor, the 1-1. Oh, Shelby turned on one, hits it a mile, fouled on the left side.
What a great crowd tonight.
It is.
Folks were filing in as I went outside to step aside from this booth, and the great JJ and get a breath of fresh air.
Do we tell the story on the air? I've never
know.
seen this before.
I don't know.
JJ, the field general, the legendary dog.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Loves you.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves you.
He loves a lot of folks. But
yeah, I've never seen it before. He was all.
It's mutual, but,
After a while, the wrestling had to stop. Did Frank get to see that at all here in the booth?
Yeah, Frank was trying to. He was helping
fend
with the
him
efforts.
off.
Brooke was helping out. I appreciate the whole staff support that came here to restrain JJ.
I don't know. And I asked you, was it a cologne thing? Do you have on certain type of
nothing
deodorant he likes?
Nothing. I stink. I'm
I
42. I'm popular
on.
with male dogs, I guess. I don't
guess
know.
So, Chad Bush.
I'll take what I can get.
Swing and a miss. A wave at a off-speed pitch. Shelby goes down on strikes. Good delivery there from Jamon Taylor. A quickly 2 outs, for the Mammoths, and that'll bring up Jackson Smith, veteran catcher for the Mammoths, part of the crew that made it all the way to the championship game last year, a .250 hitter, a home run, and 7 RBI.
That's heady pitching by Taylor to throw that off-speed pitch to the free-swinging Shelby after he got ahead of him. But he got ahead of him first,
right.
And that was the key to being able to set up that pitch, and boy, was that a beauty.
Art of pitching right there, wasn't it, don't you think?
It wasn't. Matt, I'm sorry.
Oh, man, our first Jim Price reference of the night.
Dang it.
Not sure if he offered on that one. They say he didn't. 1-1 on Smith. Top of the second. Here from Jimmy John's Field. Westside Woolly Mammoths, Eastside Diamond Hoppers. If you're new to our league here, USPBL, comprised of 4 teams. As Smith fouls one off down the left side, trying to make an effort and a run to get that baseball was Jordan Wiley, but he couldn't get there, and it remains 1-2. We're an independent league. We've had 34 players make their way to affiliated baseball. With the big news of the week, Randy Dobnak, the big right-hander from the Utica Unicorns just 2 years ago, plucked away by the Minnesota Twins, has made it to the major leagues. How about that?
Yeah, and I know Brooks going to get more into his journey later about where he's been and the quick rise, but this is something that is what this league's all about. And to see the first and to see like the firstborn, that's what it was like today.
Oh, yeah. It's been a great ride in the last 24, 48 hours when that report first came out that Randy was heading up to Minnesota. Ball outside is 3-2, and I'll say this too about
nice
the Twins.
area.
It is a nice area, Minnesota. Great folks. Billy Milos, their scout, has come up here a ton and has grabbed a lot of players. Tyler Palm, Taylor Jellikowski, and he's done a tremendous job for the Twins finding talent. Smith on a 3-2 pitch sends one deep to right. Back on it and gone. Jackson Smith turns on a fastball on 3-2, just over the outstretched arms of Sean Guida. A solo shot for Smith, and the Mammoths take a 1-0 lead.
First home run of the year for Jackson Smith, who got that out of here in a hurry into the sunshine. Had to wait to see if that was going to get over the wall, Matt, that line shot. And a nice little souvenir early. Woolly Mammoths score as many runs here in this at-bat and in this inning as they have their last two games.
Yeah, the offense has been a little bit quiet lately for a darn good team under Brian Kloppe, but that time Taylor challenged him with a fastball on 3-2, didn't want to walk him, and Smith hit it to the folks on the lawn.
Second home run of the year, Matt. I apologize. Shorting
good.
Jackson a jack.
Here's Drew Kitson. Leg injury earlier this year, and he missed the first few months of the season. Now back and healthy, and it's 1-0 Westside. Kitson looks at a breaking ball low, 1-1.
But that's the production you talked about. You talked about Shelby in that 7 spot, and his production, 23 runs driven in. Jackson Smith, you got your 8-hole hitter hitting home runs. All that helps out, and that's why the Woolly Mammoths have been such an emerging team in this league in the second half of the year.
Yep, no question about that. 1-2 now on Kitson. They've just been the most consistent team, and that's been an issue with them in the past. Just consistency, and this year they've had it. They've played well. They've gotten good pitching, and the additions of guys like Cronin, Shelby, Sonny Cortez, and here they are sitting at 20-18, just a game back of Utica for the best record in the league.
After a really slow start, they have just come on.
Yep. 2-2, and the pitch is spoiled and fouled off. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The manager will coach down at third. Coach Paul Nicabruca over at first.
Kloppe's only been here, 2-3 weeks, and already has kept a winning culture intact.
Yep. Ground ball to short. Geely with a high throw, but made its way across. Good footwork at first base over there by Zach Gray to get the out. But the Jackson Smith home run has put the Mammoths out front here on Catholic night here at the ballpark. It's Westside 1, Eastside nothing on ESPN 3. Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field, United Shore Professional Baseball League. And the broadcast tonight on a Friday night, Westside Woolly Mammoths, a 1-0 lead on the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Matt Derry alongside Chad Bush, Brooke Fletcher. We'll have some field reports in a little bit. Pat Adams will step in for the Hoppers. They're number 4 hitter, so Adams, Zach Gray, and Freddie Gili here in the second against Matt Cronin. All Patrick Adams has done this year is hit .338. He just set the USPBL record for walks in a season with 39. And he stands in against Matt Cronin.
I love his hairband walk-up song more than any of those numbers that you spit out, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's a hairband walk-up song. He wasn't even born when Rat was
Look at you
making waves.
dialing up the Rat.
It was. I don't think it was Rat, but you get my point.
Wait, you didn't know, you loved the hairband music, but then you didn't know if for sure it was Rat? Come on now.
Hey, man, I identified the genre, not the band. Is that good enough?
I love it. Pat Adams any day now could get that phone call and become the 35th player to head to affiliated ball. Teams have been looking at him as he takes a ball outside 2-1.
Sign the tartar.
Man, he's...
Get some tartar sauce going in the bigs.
He's a Catholic League guy.
He is. Warren De La Salle, Catholic League brother, and it's Catholic League night. This is fit for Pat Adams.
No doubt.
Leads the league in nearly every offensive category you can create.
Took a curveball outside for a strike at 2-2. Now, spoils that one, fouls it off at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Eastside Diamond Hoppers left fielder. Has played some center field this year as well. Can play all over the diamond. Patrick Adams, former Macomb Batting Cages Muck Dog as well. Travel team.
Shout out Muck Dogs.
That's right.
Dig it.
Home of my my son AJ.
Yeah.
He's
very nice.
He'll be back for another year next summer. We had that confirmation phone call with the great Joe Loria the other day. It was Pat Adams' coach. Pat skies this one left side. Playable. Can Polchin get there? No. Man, made a great effort to try to get it. And if you're new to watching games here at Jimmy John's Field, those foul ball areas down the left and right sides, Chad Bush, a lot of room out there.
Lots of room. That would have been a wonderful catch over the head. But Pat Adams on the verge of walking. If he does, Matt, it would just grow upon the record he's already set. Not a guy that is afraid to take pitches and take walks.
The 3-2 line down the right side foul. We'll do it again at 3-2. Imagine that. Another walk here would be 40. These guys don't play every day.
No.
That's pretty remarkable.
Single season record.
Yep. Wow, great eye. Look at this ball on the outside half. Didn't get the call. Matt Cronin wanted it, so walk number 40 for Pat Adams, and he's on to start the bottom of the second.
Matt, sometimes at bats are just fun to watch. That one was.
Yep.
Maybe the best pitcher in the league against maybe the best hitter in the league. Maybe not maybe. It is. And that's what we just saw. And that was a fun one to watch, a full count. How fitting for it to end that way.
Zach Gray stepping in, 268 hitter. And that one gets away from Jackson Smith. And Adams will motor over to second. So no need for Gray to try to move the ring, get him in scoring position. He's there. That was a pass ball or a wild pitch, but Cronin's going to take a walk around the mound and compose himself a little bit.
Cronin's not a guy that walks many, just under 2 per 9. That's just the 10th batter he's walked this year and the first in this game.
The 1-0 is a fastball up, or excuse me, a breaking ball up, 2-0.
So that's a 4-to-1 ratio, strikeout to walk. That's pretty tasty for major league teams that are taking a strong look at Mr. Cronin.
That one smoked to the right side. Cortez, a diving play. Can he make the play? Yes, he can. Wow. What an effort by Sonny Cortez over at second base. Saved a run. Advancing to third is Adams, but Zach Gray looked like he had a base hit. Headed to right field. Sonny Cortez says access denied.
Yeah, as we see on that replay, Cortez saves a run. And not just saves a run, but gets an out to go with it. Ranging far to his left, as you see, just keeps it in front of him and fires to first base to Dan Williams to get the out. Nice play and focus, concentration, and not giving up on the play.
Freddie Gili stepping in, utility guy a year ago, second baseman to start the year, now at shortstop. He takes the first pitch strike.
Put an asterisk. I'm sorry, Matt.
No,
go ahead.
No, you go.
Put an asterisk next to that because that saved a run, and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, a team that don't get many opportunities, had a big chance there.
So the third baseman Polchin's playing in. Williams is back. The infielder's not necessarily at normal depth. And Gili's not getting much to hit right now at 2-1. Yeah. Freddie at 248, no home runs, 9 RBI. What a good man. I've talked to him numerous times. One of the better young men in this league. We talk about people. He sends one into left, diving and making the catch, excuse me. And a throw back in. And a nice Will Johnson, but the throw is cut off. That's a sacrifice fly for Freddie Gili, scoring Patrick Adams, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, and I like the hitting, but I also like, as we see on the replay here, Pat Adams sensing that it could be caught in the corner by a good defender in Will Johnson, who made a great play. He went back to the bag, tagged up, made sure he touched the bag, came home easily, but it was a great baseball sense play by Pat Adams. That's why he's one of the best players in this league, if not the best.
So Gili does his job, and here's Brant Broussard. Will step in. The second baseman for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers takes a strike. Broussard, a late add to this roster, and the rosters now are set. They were kind of shut down and closed off last Sunday, so these will be the rosters from here on out. They won't be adding any more players as he takes a look at strike 2. Yep.
So waiver wire's done.
Limit. Yep, there's a limit and a
no more additions.
Exactly. Broussard looks at a breaking pitch up for 1-2 now. For the Hoppers' second baseman, again, a lot of changes to this Eastside lineup over the last few weeks. That one cut on and missed. No, they're going to say a foul ball. He nicked it. Smith could not hang on. Broussard's walking back. We've got some confusion here. Wait a minute.
Yeah, they're going to look at it, and we're going to try to get another look at it as well. The initial call was that Wagon Shoot signaled that was, I thought, a foul tip.
Yeah.
Because he would have had a call that was strike 3. Swung on it, no contact, and they would have completed the throw to first, but no throw, and now he converges and speaks to Sal Giacomintonio, the first base umpire, and he helps him out and bails him out and says, hey, that's it. He swung.
All right, so swung on and missed. That's the end of the inning. We head to the third, tied at 1 here on ESPN 3. And we're back, top of 3 here. It is the Diamond Hoppers and the Woolly Mammoths tied at 1. We'll hand the microphone over for the play-by-play and Chad Bush.
Thank you, Matt Derry. As we get set to go, Jamon Taylor working into the third inning now. And a tie ball game, 1-1. Westside and Eastside going at it. Pitch is just on the corner. On the count to Sonny Cortez, a guy who is one of the top hitters in this league, Matt.
He's unbelievable. Third in the league in hitting right now at .322. He's been a model of consistency and another guy that you could see pretty soon get that phone call from Major League organization.
Has one of the 2 hits tonight in this game, and also for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, who have both hits in the game. A run scoring on an error for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Or they did not call that an error. I take that back. That was not scored an error, but a pass ball and
right. Yep. Runner
sacrifice.
Moved and then a sacrifice fly. So far, if you're Eastside and Paul Noce, you like what you're seeing from Jamon Taylor, working quickly. That time he tied up Sonny Cortez, and again, Gary behind the plate, a little bit hesitant, but Mr. Wagenschutz made the call, and it was a swing and a miss.
Yeah. Struck him out, and Taylor's really settled in. This is a guy in Taylor that has tried to stand up, and so far he has pitched 9 innings as a Diamond Hopper, and a guy that's only given up 4 earned runs. And an arm they can trust. Opponent's hitting .214. There's a play in the hole, backhanded stop, throw to first, and they got him. Geely again does it, goes in the hole, and cans one over to first. And they get him by a step and a half. Went to one knee, ranging far to his right, and he threw it over. And a fastball gets the runner. And the first out of the inning, Sonny Cortez. Pulsion out, rather. Here comes Will Johnson. Chad Bush with you. Brooke Fletcher will join us in the middle of the third inning. And Matt Derry will join us back here in moments. Over for a strike. Jamon Taylor, Jahmon Taylor, out of Altamonte, Florida. Squaring a bunt, pulls it back, and a strike called by Gary Wagenschutz, your home plate umpire tonight. Sal Giacomintonio, your base umpire. A line down the first base line right now as shadows cast across the infield. In a 1-1 game, there's a high chopper in between Hop, fielded at third, the fire to first, got him in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning as the Mammoths are retired. We go to the bottom half of this inning. Timeout on ESPN3, USPBL baseball. Tied at 1.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field. Now, for all these players behind me, it's their dream to get picked up by these MLB organizations and in hopes of one day making it on that big league team. Now, for Utica Unicorns former pitcher Randy Dobnak, that dream came true last night when he got called up to the Minnesota Twins. Now, Randy pitched for the Utica Unicorns in 2017 before signing with the Minnesota Twins, and he's had a heck of a 2019 season. Guys, he started in High A, and then he quickly moved through AA, has been in AAA, and then got called last night up to the big leagues. Now, there are reports that he's going to be making his debut tonight when the Minnesota Twins take on the Cleveland Indians in Minnesota, so we'll have to keep an eye out to see if he gets to make his debut here tonight. But a great news for Randy and his family, and of course the United Shore Professional Baseball League family. Just kind of embodies what this whole league is about, Matt.
All right, thank you, Brooke Fletcher. As we get set for the bottom half of the third inning. And here comes Cronin back out for duty. Matt Cronin on the mound. Second in wins in this league with 4. Looking for his 5th tonight. That would tie him for the lead in this league for wins. He's also second in ERA. And that ERA is now crept below 2. So he's one of 2 pitchers with an ERA. The only other guy is his teammate, Ben McKendall, who has a 1.71. He may get there before the night's over. First pitch swinging and fouled back out of play. Eastside Diamond Hoppers. This is Riley Mahalik. Diamond Hoppers looking for their first hit. They have their first run. It was Pat Adams who scored on a sac fly by Freddie Geely back in the second inning. 1-1 your score. The Westside Woolly Mammoths coming in with a record. Second best in our league. Diamond Hoppers come in 14, 24, and 2. And in last place in the league right now. Led by Paul Nochi in his 4th season. Foul out of play. Riley Mahalik, 229 hitter, 1 run driven in. A double and triple to his credit. Trying to get the first hit for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Run the count full. Just 1 base runner in this game, and it was Pat Adams. The payoff pitch is down the left field line. Coming over and making the catch is Will Johnson on the warning track for the first out of this inning. Here comes Jordan Wiley, the number 9 hitter, playing in just his 3rd game in professional baseball in this league.
We talked about it, Chad. A lot of changes for this Hoppers team. Kevin Watley gone, Tommy Lukongo. You know, even earlier in the year, they had some guys that struggled, that had good years last year. Brian Davis, that was let go. They've just been trying to find some sort of combination all year for Paul Nochi to get going.
And Wiley, a guy that's a local kid from Rochester Hills, went to Kalamazoo College, and has been sort of that utility guy that could maybe plug in some holes for Paul Nochi. And this is just his 2nd at bat as a pro.
How about that?
At his first start.
No pressure. Friday night baseball, full house, fireworks. That's the thing, talking to a lot of these players, and I was talking to Sean Guida earlier in the pregame down in the concourse. You know, these guys are just by these crowds. They love it. They said it's so different from other minor leagues that they played in or small college. They really love it.
Yeah, it's a real feeling, and the fans are so close, and the entertainment is so on point, and the accommodations. I mean, really, Friday night fireworks, quite the tradition here on a Friday night. And Utica, Jimmy Johns Field. Chad Bush alongside Matt the Diesel Derry. Can I still call you the Diesel?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
We're gearing up for hoop season, you and me. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. And Jordan Wiley can't wait to get to first base. That's the first time he's been there as a pro for the former Kalamazoo Hornets.
So Sean Guida's stepping in, and I had a chance to talk to him earlier. Here's a kid that was in the American Association, which is a mix. You know, this league is all young guys.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Guida at 23. And I said, what was the American Association like? He said, I'm going up against former big league players. I said, give me a name. He goes, a couple weeks ago I faced Carlos Zambrano.
You're kidding.
37-year-old Big Z, the former Cub. I said, how'd you do? He said, first pitch to me a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. I let it go for a ball. He said, next one, I chopped it to third, and the third baseman made an error. So I reached base against Carlos Zambrano.
How cool.
How cool is that?
That's awesome. Guida did not reach base in the first at He flew out to center field. That's neat. And Zambrano, not a guy that you would want to play around with if
No.
he threw one in the chin. Not a guy you'd want to look cross-eyed back to.
No, he was
fiery.
He was fiery.
Boy, the Cubs had a lot of pitchers that were fiery.
Yeah.
Remember the
Kyle Farnsworth was there for years, always looking to fight. Sure.
Form tackling he could have taught for the Lions.
That's right. Well, especially after last night. Woo-wee.
Oh, boy. I'm ashamed to admit I was down there for that.
Yep.
My dad asked me, and I said, all right. Some good hanging time.
Oh, you went?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Aren't you listening to me?
No, I am listening to you. Sorry, it was checking a stat. That's crazy. And
Yeah.
how long did you last at the game?
Halftime. I said, let's
Halftime.
go get some food, please.
Good. It's preseason.
I know. Just hoping for a little offense, a little excitement.
Yeah.
23, 24 yards
Right.
of offense.
Would have been
a half.
Would have been better to maybe stay home.
Oh.
I still think they're going to be decent.
We're tied at 1. Hit and run is on, but that thing's fouled back. We'll do it again. This is Sean Guida, 375 hitter, in just his 10th at bat in this league. As Matt mentioned, from the American League. What other teams is that comprised of, or what part of the United States?
It's all over.
Okay.
He was in Gary, Indiana.
The Real Cats.
The Real Cats, yes.
Yeah. Fly ball out of play, and this is quite the battle between one of the top arms in this league in the right-handed Matt Cronin.
That's one thing about the USPBL. It's young guys on the move. Yes, the American Association has been more established, but it's hard to argue what we're doing here. It's fantastic. And a guy like Sean Guida getting an opportunity.
Good for him.
Yep.
5-10. Right-handed pitcher deals, and that's wide of the zone, and we've got another full count. Already 2 walks in this game. That's a high amount for a guy like Cronin. He's walked just 11 on the year, and 2 already in this game, and we haven't even gone a full third of the way through. In jeopardy of walking his 3rd hitter, Sean Guida. And his 10th at bat as a pro. Got him on strikes.
Great pitch right there. And not much Sean Guida could do with that. That's filthy stuff from Matt Cronin.
The 4th strikeout of the game for the right-hander, Matt Cronin. 5'10", 205. And here comes Ashanti Wheatley. Chance to do something with 2 outs in this tie game at 1, low-scoring affair. Both teams have struggled to score runs, as we told you. Westside just 2 runs. Bluff at first, not going, and the pitch is a slider over for a strike.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, you see 2 hits for the Mammoths, or for the Mammoths and the Hoppers without a hit, but manufactured a run.
That's right.
In that second inning.
Fastball just below the knees for a strike, and Cronin saying, I'm not going to mess around with a pitch count tonight.
No.
They want to get him up there, Matt. They'd like to see him get into the 7th inning. He's only been able really to go past the 7th or get into the 7th inning 3 times. 3 full 7-inning outings. It'd be nice to get him into the 8th.
Yep.
But full counts aren't going to help you get there.
No. And Paul Noche sent the runner on a couple of occasions here this inning. Noche isn't a guy that usually does a ton of running. Usually that's been the Mammoths thing. They ran a ton earlier in the season.
The 0-2 slider and or wild pitch. I'm not going to make that decision. 4-1 West Side Woolly Mammoths. And now Shelby with a chance with the infield drawn in and the shift on the left side. Anything he can right side scores a run. Outside of course, if it's right at the first baseman in Zach Gray. Shelby trying to extend this 3-run lead his team has gained with 2 in the 6th. The offering from Neely, and it's inside, nearly hit Shelby. Wears the shoulder length dreads. And the whites, I wanted to say sneakers, but spikes, the 2-2. Too tall, will run it full. Neely has given up 2 in this inning on the 2-run blast by Whisker, his second of the game, trying to runner at third. Shelby, check swing, did he go? He did not, he laid off. Javon Shelby with a walk. First time on base by the DH, and here comes Jackson Smith, who has gone deep and Jimmy jacked already tonight. Jackson Smith's second of his season and his 8th RBI. The solo shot happened back in the 2nd inning, and it scored the game's first run. It was a line shot to right field that just cleared the wall, but that thing exited here with some mustard, little hot mustard. Talking Chinese food hot mustard. Here's the pitch, inside and low. 4-1 West Side over the East Side. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Colby Neely rudely awakened with 2 runs already. Infield and double play depth. Smith the batter. And it's wide, 2-0. You look at the standings all the way back on the 6th of July. Cut and a miss. And it was these 2 teams that were at the bottom of the league, but my how things have changed since the first week in July. Especially for the West Side, who have themselves in position to make a run for the league. And the Beavers, who have had the best record at the end of the season in their first 3 years, really in jeopardy with this West Side team making a push, making a threat, and the Utica Unicorns. Pitches outside, 3-2. And Smith already feeling good about himself after he planted one into the right field berm. You would think would get something decent here. Neely in no position to give somebody a free ride, especially a number 8 hitter, with all due respect. Got him on strikes. With an 83-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate, a gutsy toss. And he gets a swing and a miss in the 2nd out of the inning. So a nice bounce back by Colby Neely, the former Cougar from Washington State. So the first strikeout of the game for Colby Neely, as Smith is out on strike, 2nd out of the inning. That'll leave it up to the number 9 hitter and the center fielder, Drew Kitson. Number 19 for the West Side. The blue tops and gray pants. Strike called. Gary Wagenshoot said so. Hey, I got paid. Thank you, sir. Can I cash this tonight? He didn't answer me. I guess so. You give me permission? All right, I got approval by the league office. Thank you. I'm going to get to Kroger. It stays open till 11. All right. Drew Kitson is up. .231 hitter, 2 home runs, 7 runs driven in. Not an ever comfortable lead, by the way. 4-1. 2-1. Runners at the corners. Westside already with 2 runs in this inning. They got 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the sixth. All via the home run. Swing and a drive. Way back left field, and that ball is long gone. Home run, well out of here to left. And the 3-run shot by Drew Kitson puts the Westside up 7-1. That was a no-doubter and a spank job. And the continuation of home runs accounting for all of the Woolly Mammoth runs here tonight. 3rd home run of the year for Drew Kitson. And that RBI total grows from 7 to 10 really quickly. As we get the reaction of Colby Neely, who is about to get removed from this game, and he is dejected, as you can imagine, but Mama said there'd be days like this, and there will be better days for Neely. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll introduce the new pitcher for the Diamond Hops. 7-1, Westside over the East Side. Right-handed pitcher Dugan Darnell has entered the ballgame, the Northville, Michigan native, and the former pride of Adrian College in the MIAA at the Division III level. We saw Dugan Darnell last Friday night. He was out outstanding. And 4 innings, gave up 2 hits and just 1 run, and that 1 run was not earned in his debut last Friday night against this very Westside Woolly Mammoth team. So Darnell is on, and he is in relief for a rough outing for Neely, who leaves the ballgame after giving up 5 runs, all earned in the 6th inning. So the first assignment for Dugan Darnell is the top hitter in this league in a lot of categories in Sonny Cortez, who's in the top 5 in the league in 4 offensive categories. 1 for 2 tonight with a single. And he looks at a fastball just a bit tall. Dugan Darnell, Northville, Michigan native. 7-1, Westside on top. And on 4 pitches, he will walk the leadoff man, Sonny Cortez. So Cortez on base now for the 2nd time tonight. 6th inning. Brooke Fletcher will join us in between innings and speak with Justin. Look forward to hearing from the USPBL executive. And that is fouled back. This is Jake Polchin out of the great state of California. Good size right-handed hitter. 2 outs, runner on at first, 5 runs into the inning, 7-1. The Westside has really opened it up as the ball gets behind the catcher, Luke Johnson, and chugging down to second is Sonny Cortez, in position to add on to this 5-run 6th inning for the Westside, who had been in quite a drought. They had scored just 1 run in their last 2 games. So this 5th inning alone, as the conversation continues with Dugan Darnell, who has not had the smoothest of starts that he had his last time out. Jake Polchin, the number 2 hitter in the lineup for Brian Kluppe. Ground out to short his 3rd inning at bat. Struck out in the 1st. 305 hitter, 3 home runs, 16 runs driven in for Jake Polchin. The 3rd baseman down at that hot corner. Cortez edging off of 2nd. Long look with an open front foot from Darnell. That pitch gets behind the catcher again, and Luke Johnson just getting worked out tonight. Cortez will hop down to 3rd. 7-1. Woolly Mammoths pulling away. Just a game out of first place, trying to keep up with the Unicorns and the Beavers. Rock and fire, got him on strike. Slider down and away, and this 6th inning finally ends. Brooke Fletcher's coming up, but a 5-run inning for the Westside opens it up. It's 7-1 over the East Side. Brooke Fletcher's next. Hang on the other side of this timeout. You're listening.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field. I'm here with Justin Orenduff, the Director of Baseball Operations here for United Shore Professional Baseball League. Justin, you work with these guys day in, day out. You've had 34 guys total signed with MLB organizations. Rob Dobnak was one of them. He got called up to the Bigs on Thursday night. What does it mean to you to see the success that these guys have had?
Well, it's the ultimate pinnacle of what we do. It's the highest level of success I think our organization can achieve, and so for us it's like extremely exciting, and the timeline for it to happen like far surpassed like how quick we thought it would act. So we're just like overwhelmed with joy.
Have you talked to Randy?
I did. I sent him a message the night that he found out he got called up, so I'm sure it was like one of 1,000, but he responded and said thanks and he appreciated it.
A lot of these guys, I mean, it's their dream to sign with these organizations. What's it going to take?
Well, it's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication and consistency of performances to kind of keep it going to the next level.
All right, Justin, thank you so much. Chad, I'll send it back up to you.
Thank you, Brooke Fletcher. Bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes Ashante Wheatley. That's Justin Orenduff, the Director of Baseball Operations, with Brooke Fletcher, our on-the-field reporter. Matt Derry will be back at play-by-play here momentarily. Matt, the hard-working man in this field, in this stadium. He is all over the place, and they should utilize him. He is excellent. Ashante Wheatley, the batter, 206 hitter, 1 home run, 2 runs driven in on the year. Struck out back in the first and singled back in the third. And that pitch plucked him. And the crowd oohed and ahed, but Wheatley just sprints down to first. Says, I'm good. It's like he got him up on the, right in the back. There's a good shot of it. Gets him right square at center of the back, took it, and sprinted down to first. I like that. Not messing around. All right, it happens, and he sprints down to first. That's class. I like that. So Wheatley is on at first thanks to the pitch. And not the start that Cronin was looking for as he gets the 5 runs of support in the top of the 6th. So man on, nobody out. And that'll bring up Luke Johnson, who's had a busy night behind the plate. Pitch over for a strike. Matt Derry, hardest working man in Jimmy John's Field, and you're back up here. And partner,
sorry about the long half inning.
No,
Wow.
hey, it happens. You get 5-run innings now and again.
Man, Ethan Whisker really swinging the bat. Just the sound the ball's making coming off of his bat right now is tremendous. And got to give credit to Brian Klopp. He just told me on the field, you know, I moved him up in the order. I had a feeling. You know, so pretty good stuff.
We got a little activity down in the bullpen. Maybe Cronin starting to tire a bit.
Tyler Schmidt, the left-hander, up in the Mammoths pen. Well, you also got to figure, too, Chad, you know, he threw a lot of pitches early in the game. So number rising a little bit. You got a 6-run lead.
3-0 count here to Luke Johnson, and that's a get-me-over fastball that didn't get me over. So that is a walk, and so now that could spell the end of the day for Cronin, who's gone full 5 in line for the win. And we just might get a move made.
Yep.
That'll do it. Crowd will appreciate Mr. Cronin and his work tonight on his way to his league-tying 5th win. Matt Cronin.
Well, one minor hiccup in the 2nd inning, but really that was it. He only gave up 4 hits. Like you talked about, good control, but was tiring a bit this inning with a hit by a pitch and now a 4-pitch walk. And if you're Brian Kloppy right now, you want this game. You're not messing around. And the former manager in the Pecos League last year out in California, now skipper of the Woolly Mammoths, makes the change and summons Tyler Schmidt.
He's in line for the win, Matt, and he would tie Garrett Chrisman, who is the league leader with 5 wins for the Beavers, if Matt Cronin does collect the win tonight. And the Westside holds it. Tyler Schmidt on in relief, the left-hander. And, Matt, what can you tell us about Mr. Tyler Schmidt?
Well, he's started a couple of games. Most left-handers, when you watch them, you see the term crafty left-hander, good breaking ball, doesn't throw all that hard. You watch Tyler Schmidt with his fastball, it can get up to 92, 93. Throws very hard. Everything's up the zone. Tries to get guys to kind of chase the high fastball, but getting an opportunity here in a 6-run game to probably give Brian Kloppe a couple of innings at least here and set it up so that they can get out of here with a win.
Yes, sir. Sounds like the kind of guy that you'd want in, and a guy that's even more intriguing because of him throwing from the left side. Scouts do like that about him, and lefties situational that can get guys out and throw strikes. That's what he's all about.
He is, and now when you look at it, you see, where the Diamond Hoppers are sort of, trying to butter their bread right now. They just need a big hit. They haven't had a big hit in weeks. They've lost 6 in a row, and here they are getting an opportunity here with a couple of runners on base. One via the 4-pitch pass, and the other with the hit by a pitch. Here comes Pat Adams, a left-handed stick. And a little mixing and matching by Brian Kloppe to go to his left-hander Schmidt, who throws, like I said, harder than you would think for a left-handed pitcher.
Tyler Schmidt, 6'1", 175 out of Venetia, Pennsylvania. From right down the road at University of Rochester? No. That's Rochester College,
That's
and
right.
We've had somebody else in there. He's Rochester, New York. Schmidt to the set, the lefty deals, and that's upstairs near the armpit of the best hitter in this league, Pat Adams, who's 0 for 1 tonight, has been on base via the walk, but no hits for Adams in a game. That is a rarity, Matt.
Well, he's been on base every game but one this year. And like I said,
Wow.
upper 90s or low 90s fastball, and both of them have missed. So all of a sudden here, a 6-run lead. Remember, Cronin sat in that dugout for a good 30, 40 minutes. Arm got cold. Here comes Schmidt, and he can't throw strikes.
The Pennsylvania native fires outside, and he has thrown 3 straight balls to Pat Adams. So, runners on first and second. Looking to make a move. Wheatley with a hit by pitch. Johnson on via the walk. And now Pat Adams a ball away from being the third Diamond Hopper on via the free pass.
Hoppers have had just 4 hits tonight.
Schmidt deals, and there it is.
And
So
now they're loaded.
3 unearned base runners, if you will, for the Diamond Hoppers. They'll take him any which way, as you mentioned, Matt. And now it comes up in the guy by the name of Zach Gray, who has got a hit, one of the 4 for the Diamond Hoppers in this game already.
Well, if there's any time for this Hopper team to wake up and get back in the game and get back in their season, this is it. Nobody out, bases loaded. Put Zach Gray. Brought in Schmidt to face the 2 lefties, Adams and Gray, and then Gili also. We'll see where this goes.
Gray has 1 home run on the year. A home run here would make this a 2-run game.
Well, right now, are you swinging here? He hasn't thrown
Oh,
strike.
no, sir. You have to throw a strike. There's no doubt. He's certainly taking. Pitch is low, so
Wow.
Schmidt is just working himself into a difficult situation with a 6-run lead.
Right.
Nowhere to put him. Zach Gray.
I'm green lighting him here.
2-0,
It's not even close.
3-0.
Well, now we've got more action in the Mammoths pen.
How could you not? It's been a walk fest. We're looking for our first strike, I believe, of the inning.
Unbelievable.
And
4
we're
in a
still
row.
looking for it.
Make it 8 in a row.
Walks in a run. It's 7-2. The Diamond Hoppers get their first run since back in the 2nd inning when they earned it with that sacrifice fly.
And Brian Kloppe made the right call. You bring in a lefty to face the 3 left-handed hitters, Adams, Gray, and now Gili. And here comes Brian Kloppe again. He's not messing around. 8 pitches, 8 balls, and he's gone. Tyler Schmidt out, and we'll have another pitching change.
While we find out who's coming in, we'll remind you that it's a 7-2 ball game. His name is Matt Derry, minus Bush. You heard from Brooke Fletcher in between innings with that great report with Justin Orndorff and Vice President or the Director of Baseball Operations. And it looks like the move has been made, and it appears to be number 51 for the Westside, Anthony Trovato. a right-handed pitcher from Cummings, Georgia. 6'1", 195 from Rollins College. And Matt Derry has the rest of the numbers on Mr. Travato.
Yep, no wins, no losses. Has pitched 5 2/3 innings. ERA high at 4.76. This is not what certainly Brian Kloppe wanted. You score 5 in the top of the inning. All of a sudden, the Hoppers have put 1 on the board. Have not hit the ball yet.
No.
We've had hit by a pitch and 4 walks.
Yep.
And here comes Travato to try to stem the tide here and slow this down. He's a sidewinder, as you can see. Drops down, not fully a sidewinder like an Adam Simber or Joe Smith or the old days Dan Quisenberry, but kind of
Quisenberry.
Remember that guy?
Sure.
So good. Kenta Colvey. Do you remember Kenta Colvey from the Pirates?
Yeah, the great glasses.
No doubt. So he's sort of a 3-quarter guy. Let's see if he can throw some strikes.
That's the most important thing right now because he's got bases loaded and the man in the on-deck circle, the tying run. The right-hander that will be facing Freddie Geely, who has, ironically enough, the only other RBI in this game.
Sacrifice fly.
Outside of that, Zach Gray, base on balls we just saw. The sac fly, as Matt mentioned, back in the 2nd inning that brought home Pat Adams for the only other run that this Diamond Hopper team has had. The Diamond Hoppers did have 3 hits back in the 4th inning when Johnson, Gray, and Geely all had singles. But Broussard striking out with 2 men on and a soft line double play ball erased that inning. So 7-2. The difference being that 5-run Westside inning back in the 6th.
And if you're the Mammoths right now, no need to cut guys down at the plate, no need to do anything fancy. You just want outs.
Yep.
Give up a couple of runs here.
Line shot, right field, base hit. In to score comes Pat Adams, and the throw is cut off. So 1 run scores. It's 7-3 on the RBI single to right, his 2nd of the game. Troy, Michigan's own Freddie Geely.
How about that? Picked out a fastball, hit it in the right. Whisker actually overran the ball. She put the stop sign on Adams. Luke Johnson scores. Line is moving. Everybody moves up a base. And now the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Brant Broussard.
How about that? Yeah, Whisker again overrunning the ball in right. Last time recovered and threw the man out at home, but this time no chance to gamble.
No, I think Paul Nochi figured, let's just keep it right here.
Yep. Broussard, the tying run to the plate. He looks at, I believe, the 2nd strike of about 25 pitches so far. It's a 1-1 count.
Broussard 0 for 2. Light hitting just 222, but puts the ball in play.
Big cut and a miss at a wiffle slider.
Well, it really was. Great pitch that time from Travato.
Broussard in just his 6th game of professional baseball. Coming north from Baton Rouge, where he played for LSU. Trying to deliver a big blow here, but he's behind now 1-2 after that last foul ball.
Yeah, if you're Broussard right now, you're just trying to put it in play. Chip away at this lead. It's the 6th inning. This is not the 9th where you need that blast to tie it. You got time, plenty of time. You want to chip away.
Broussard has struck out twice tonight in his only 2 at-bats. Bases loaded. 4-run deficit. 2-2. Broussard has gone deep this year. 2 RBIs to his credit in his young professional baseball career. Comes in a big spot here in Utica, Michigan right now. Chopper foul wide of the bag at 3rd.
Come on, Paul, got to come up with that one.
Yeah, Nochi's got better hands than that,
Former
I thought.
big leaguer.
Yeah. Where did he play some ball?
With the Reds, with the Nasty Boys.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Late 80s Reds. Little utility man.
Sure. I'm sure he spent many afternoons at Plant City, Florida, sweating on fields.
Oh, yeah.
Grinding it out in spring training. Making that final cut a few times and What a career it was. Swing and a miss. And a foul outside the zone, perhaps. And Broussard out on strikes for the third time tonight. Bases loaded and just one out still in this inning.
Terrific pitch that time from Travato. Little frisbee right to left action. Broussard could not make contact. And now here's Riley Mahalik. Boy, if Broussard can get a ground ball here and get out of it, that'd be a great job. Excuse me, Travato.
Pitches down low, Matt, to Riley Mahalik, who has not homered yet this season. 229 hitter. Bases loaded, one out. 4-run deficit for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Travato's pitch is outside 2-0. Anthony Travato, sidearm pitcher. Soft liner, center